Good morning, St. Louis, and welcome into Sports Hub STL and Cards Hub 365, presented by Gray Bar and our friends, of course, at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. I'm Matthew Rocchio, live from our Sports Hub STL studios, joined today by Grant Salsman for our baseball for breakfast. Excuse me, Grant. How you doing this morning?
Doing well. Would have been better with the Cardinal win, but doing well either way.
Still have a chance to walk away with another series victory. It's a rubber match for the afternoon today. 12:15 first pitch, for the Cardinals and the Tigers, as again they try to win a series at home this morning. Jump into the chat if you want to talk a little baseball this morning, as we will be the precursor today for the Randy Carricker Show featuring Brooke Grimsley. Wesley Routon jumps in this morning and says, "Good morning. Let's take the series." Absolutely, I think that's the thought process among Cardinals, but they haven't taken the series, and we got to talk about what happened to make that the fact. They lose last night 5-4 in a tough battle against the Tigers. Tigers jump out to an early lead right out of the gate, 2-0 for the Tigers. Eventually, though, the Cardinals storm back, make it 4-4 late in the game, and then things go awry for the Cardinals, and eventually they can't get anything going in the bottom of the ninth as they go down to the Tigers again, 5-4. A lot of conversations around St. Louis around the decision-making with Ali Marmol. Seems to me like we're back in late April because we're talking about pitching changes and pitch hitting situation. Grant, your overall reaction to the Marmol criticism from yesterday's game?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't exactly know how to feel, I think, about it, because Leahy, I think the stat was lefties were hitting a $114 against them coming in to that outing. So you take that, he only took one out. But then on the other hand, you have an all-star closer, one of the best in the game, in Ryan Helsley, who's on a couple days of rest, hasn't pitched in a few games. You can throw him in, and he's pretty good against lefties as well. So I think that's the mindset, and I'm sure it's still weighing on Ali Marmol that obviously the decision he made in the moment wasn't correct, but I don't know if it was the wrong decision in the long run. If Leahy's in that situation again over and over again, I feel confident in him to get lefties out. And a game that could have been tied in the 10th, then you put Helsley in, who's more swing and miss than Leahy, with the man on second, to try to get all three of those outs. It's hard, though, because then you can also say, well, they didn't get to the 10th, so it doesn't matter that they saved Helsley. So I'm in like a conundrum of how to feel about it, because I see both sides. I don't know if I have a super strong opinion on both. I think if I had to make a choice, I would have gone Helsley in the 9th, your all-star closer.
I think I'm rolling with why Marmol made his decision, because for me, listen, if you're going to get beat by a guy who in his career, his OPS is 160 points lower facing off against left-handed pitching. So you take that math, you add it to your point, Kyle Leahy allowing a 114 batting average against lefties this year. If you're going to lose this game because that lefty is going to get the double against Kyle Leahy, fine. It's not going to happen very often. And in baseball especially, we had a comment in the chat yesterday on the Randy Carricker Show. It was just, that's the kind of the beautiful and horrible thing about baseball is you give enough pitches, enough innings, enough situations, the numbers will almost always play out true. And 100 situations, Green's not getting that double in many of those situations out of 100. It's last night. Yeah, that's one of the few that he gets you, but it's just not going to happen very often. And I just can't get behind just criticizing the smart move. And I know there's always going to be the group of thought of, feeling the moment out and things like that. And I'll admit I'm kind of just I'm going with the numbers. Aye, Captain. And for me, Riley Green in that situation makes too much sense considering the other permutations available. To your point, what happens if they go into extras? And I think if you're Ali Marmol, I think you're making that decision every time because, again, if it bites you, it bites you, but it's just not going to bite you very often.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not criticizing Marmol. I think I agree with you. The decision makes sense. I think it just stings that you lose this game and your all-star closer doesn't see the field. I think if you put Helsley in that situation and he blows the game, I don't think anyone's questioning Marmol. Right or wrong for that, I don't think there's a question about it. I think everyone's like, okay, it's Helsley. You're going to put him in a tie game. It makes sense. But but I do think some people don't understand maybe the decision making around Leahy.
Well, luckily, Ali Marmol explained a lot of his decision making, including some of the pinch hit decisions. People want to talk about the reason you have three catchers is, to use one of them off the bench in a pitch hitting situation or use a different pinch hitter. The big one for me is obviously Nolan Gorman not coming up against a righty in a situation where you could have easily pinch hit for him. Yeah, let's get into it, I guess. Did you have any issues with the pinch hit calls or non-calls from Ali Marmol in the game?
I know you just said, the numbers, you like the numbers, but Pedro Pagés he's been clutch for the Cardinals recently. I did not see a problem not pitching him. And the thing was, it was a little unlucky. He made good contact. It was good at bat. It couldn't find a gap for him. So I didn't hate not pinch hitting Nolan Gorman in that situation for him. But I understand the call for it. But no, I was comfortable with Pedro Pagés there. He's been coming through lately for the Cardinals. I like him in that situation again.
We're getting a chat here from Wesley Routon jumping in. It was great to see Arenado hit one out after moving down in the lineup. Yeah, check out Sports Hub STL on YouTube. You can also check us out over on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. A lot of great clips and also the full video from Bernie Miklasz yesterday breaking down, as he put it, just a true professional making the move that you want to see from a true professional, which is the accountability, the honesty, and then the fact that he gets a big hit in a game like that. Love to see that from Nolan Arenado last night.
Yeah, I also love to see, I can't remember now, was it yesterday or the night before where Arenado sprinted out a double play and was safe and drove a run? And I'm pretty sure that was on Monday in that big inning the Cardinals had. It was right after he got moved down. A lot of hustle out of him. So that's definitely what you want to see in this young, fun team, is even your veterans sprinting it out and hustling and making plays on top of hitting bombs like he did last night.
Speaking of the offense overall, 3 earned runs on Tarik Skubal. Not half bad. The Cardinals can beat up the back end of the pitching, and then they can get to a guy like Skubal, who obviously has been mowing teams down this year. 2.87 ERA. It's actually higher than last year when he mowed people down with that 2.39 in that Cy Young winning season. But 3 earned runs on Tarik Skubal. Obviously, if Fetty doesn't have that bad first inning, it's a completely different game. But the offense continues to fight. Again, I'm gonna reference Bernie Miklasz because, well, when you get to work with Bernie Miklasz, you walk away with lots of little bits of wisdom. And he talked again on Cards Hub 365, the post-game version over the weekend, about the attitude of this Cardinals team when they get down. And just a fantastic point, because a few days later, they're down early, facing one of the best pitchers in the AL, if not the entire league. And they can keep on fighting. They're able to get runs across, and they make it a game late. Just it's hard to be negative about the Cardinals, and trust me, believe me, I've tried. It's hard to continue to be negative about the Cardinals and what this season could be when you see that fight from them every night.
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 seasons, you would have been watching that game and you might have turned it off. Oh, they're going to lose 7-0, 8-0. Maybe they'll play the run across 8-1, but this game's over. It felt like, man, if Fetty can just stabilize, which to his credit, he did. We've seen him blow up at times when he has a rough first inning. He got you through 5. I was even okay saying, let's throw him out for a 6th. He had 2 or 3 really good innings in a row there. I was okay with it. His pitch count was low. Matz obviously came in and did a good job, but able to stabilize. You get 1, then you get 2, and it was just nice small ball too. Singles, some doubles thrown in there, moving the runners over. It was really good pieces of hitting against Skubal. Obviously, Arenado's home run as well, but they chipped away at that lead, which was really fun to watch over the 5th and 6th inning there.
Bubs coming into the chat. We put up a good fight yesterday. Let's see Palante finish this series strong, like we talked about earlier. MLB Network game today for the Cardinals, 12:15, facing off against the Tigers. It is the rubber match. It'll be Brant Herter, the lefty for the Tigers, facing off against Andre Palante for the Cardinals. Herter on the season 1-0 with a 2.35 ERA. Palante 4-2 with a 4.11 ERA. Let's get our last comment from previous game, and then we'll go through the lineups for today's game. Xavier Speak, Herrera is still taking, I think he meant to say raking, do we think he could still get to 502 plate appearances and have a chance at the batting title? Ooh, I hadn't even thought about that. I haven't done the math on that one yet. Your thoughts, though, Grant, on the just continued dominance of Ivan Herrera?
His approach to the plate, when you couple it with Brendan Donovan's approach to the plate, I mean, they are brutal to face. Herrera, nothing's easy against him. I think of his RBI single yesterday. That at bat was unbelievable. You know, his approach is really, I don't see a hole in his approach right now. He's definitely raking, to this comment.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been fantastic. And of course, we are right here on our Cards Hub 365 every day, talking a little Cardinals baseball before they get things going down there at Busch Stadium. We're powered by Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Find them online at graybar.com. Got another chat here, and you guys are always killing the chat. Wesley Rowden, our last 3 losses have been one-run games, and that's a great point. And I do want to say that was kind of a thorn in their side to start out the season. They were losing a lot of one-run games, but they really have turned around and they really fight through all these games. And that's been one record that's, in addition to them winning, 12 out of 14. Is that what it is now? They're winning tight games, and that's where having an asset like Ryan Helsley puts them ahead of other teams.
Yeah, I agree with that. The 12 out of 14 it's given the bullpen so much rest, like you said, and having the assets that they're able to have with the starting pitching has been the big deal. And it's the health. I look at the Cardinals series against the Tigers this week. Their starting lineup, the Cardinals starting rotation is healthy, where the Tigers are going to have to do 2 bullpen games. You mentioned Brant Herter starting. It'll be his first career start. Probably will go an inning or 2, be an opener. So the Cardinals the health is helping them out right now. They've not had to do a bullpen game yet. They have 6 starters on the team. So that starting rotation has just been such a huge plus. I know we've talked about it a ton, but it's really the longevity, but also the health that has just really benefited the Cardinals over this run.
To your point, 23 innings pitched across 13 games for Brant Herter. He is the starter today for the Tigers. Here is the rest of the Tigers lineup. Leading off, Kerry Carpenter is the DH and batting first. Justin Henry Malloy in right field, batting second. Zach McKinstry at third base, and he's batting third. Riley Green in the cleanup spot in left field. Spencer Torkelson at first base, batting fifth. Colt Keith at second base, batting sixth. Dylan Dingler at catcher, batting seventh. Trey Sweeney at shortstop, and Javier Baez rounds out the lineup, batting ninth and playing center field. And for the Cardinals, again, Andre Palante on the mound. Mason Wynn leads off at shortstop. Brendan Donovan batting second. Playing in left field, Wilson Contreras at the 3-hole, and he's in the DH spot today. Ivan Herrera is behind the plate, batting in the cleanup spot. Alec Burleson in the lineup, playing first base, batting fifth. Nolan Arenado in that 6th spot now, playing the hot corner. Nolan Gorman in the lineup against a lefty, playing second base, batting 7th. Jordan Walker, right field, batting 8th, and of course Victor Scott in his usual spot, batting 9th in center field. We have to log off here because we have the Randy Carricker Show featuring Brooke Grimsley, not featuring Brooke Grimsley today because she just had her baby. Congratulations again to Brooke. So we got to sign off here on Cards Hub 365. Thank you again for Grant for joining me today. Thank you again for everyone on the chat doing wonderful as always. Thank you again to our sponsors, Graybar and DraftKings Sportsbook, where the crown is yours. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell button. You'll be notified whenever we go live right here on Sports Hub STL.